The Cortez Journal reports that the Nuclear Regulatory Commission has found numerous shipping violations against Cameco Resources, a Wyoming uranium mine company that spilled radioactive waste on U.S. Highway 191 south of Blanding, Utah. A report released on April 25th details the Commission's November inspection of the company's shipping procedures and practices. Based on the results of this inspection, 9 apparent violations were identified and are being considered for escalated enforcement action, wrote Mark R. Schaefer, Division Director of Nuclear Materials Safety. Cameco came under additional scrutiny after an incident March 28th and 29th, when its regular truckload of barium sulfate, bound for a containment cell at the White Mesa Mill, leaked onto the roadway. The milky sludge is a low-level radioactive byproduct of the Smith Ranch uranium mine in Converse County, Wyoming. The toxic waste splattered down the side of the containment truck, leaving a visible trail on the roadway. The driver didn't notice the leak until he arrived at the White Mesa Mill. He stated that while traveling near Meeker, Colorado, he braked hard to avoid a deer and jarred his load loose. It was the second time Cameco's shipments have leaked en route to the White Mesa Mill, with another incident occurring August 19th of 2015. The inspection indicated that the company was using the wrong shipping container. According to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission report, the list of violations against Cameco includes failure to accurately assess, report, and label barium sulfate waste shipments, failure to ship waste material in appropriate containers, failure to test whether the material could withstand the vibration and acceleration of transportation, and failure to provide specific hazmat training. According to the report, errors in shipping paperwork at Cameco misclassified radioactive waste level as lower than the actual shipment, which led to it being shipped in the wrong container. The spill was alarming to residents from the town of nearby White Mesa, Utah, on the Ute Mountain Ute Reservation. Residents were concerned about the health hazard and that it was not immediately reported to the public. The Journal reported the spill in September of 2016. Barium sulfate is a toxic byproduct of in situ uranium mining and is considered an environmental and human health hazard. There were no reported injuries because of the leaks, the latest of which spilled onto US 191, but it has raised local concerns. Energy Fuels, owner of the White Mesa Mill, estimated in a report to the NRC that less than 5 gallons of waste had leaked, but the estimate was only for what appeared on the truck, Mill Entrance Road, and a short section of US 191. Nuclear regulatory staff will meet with officials from Cameco Resources, based in Casper, Wyoming, on May 4th to discuss the 9 preliminary inspection findings regarding waste shipments to the White Mesa Mill, owned by Energy Fuels. The meeting at 7 a.m. Mountain Time takes place at the NRC's Arlington, Texas office and is open to the public. NRC officials will take questions from the public. A call-in number and passcode are available.
Reported by the Durango Herald, Durango police responded to McDonald's on Thursday night for a possible stabbing, but arrived to find the 29-year-old victim too intoxicated and uncooperative to provide any details about the incident. According to Durango Police Sergeant Bobby Taylor, authorities made contact with Dustin Begay around 12:30 a.m. Friday at the McDonald's near Main Street and College Drive. Begay had injuries sustained from an apparent stabbing on the side of the head and back of the shoulder, Taylor said, but the wounds were non-life-threatening. However, as police questioned Begay to learn more information about the incident, Taylor said Begay refused to provide any details on who possibly stabbed him or where the incident occurred. There were no suspects in the vicinity, he said. He, Begay, was very intoxicated and uncooperative, Taylor said. Begay was transported by ambulance to Mercy Regional Medical Center, where he also would not cooperate with hospital staff. As of Sunday, Begay was not listed as a patient at Mercy. Taylor was unsure Sunday whether there is an active investigation into the incident. He said the report did not list Begay's place of residence.
The Cortez Journal reports the Colorado Department of Transportation, CDOT, has rescheduled survey work for Tuesday, May 2nd on Colorado Highway 145, about 18 miles north of Dolores. The topographical survey will involve the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, which will require the occasional need to stop traffic. The work, which was originally scheduled for April 26, was canceled because of inclement weather. The survey is a part of a study for this section of Colorado 145, which is prone to rockfalls. Travelers can expect up to 20-minute delays for crews to conduct survey work on Colorado 145 between Montezuma County Roads 40 and 43, Taylor Creek Road, near Stoner Creek, miles point 27.6 to 28.9. Motorists will encounter flagging personnel controlling traffic from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Travelers are also cautioned to observe the reduced speed limit of 40 miles an hour within the work area, which is normally 50 miles an hour.
Reported by the Durango Herald, a measure that would increase the cost of hunting, fishing, and exploring Colorado's state parks has cleared the State House of Representatives, but questions about its implications mount as it heads to the Senate. House Bill 1321, which would allow the Colorado Division of Parks and Wildlife to increase the cap on fees for hunting and fishing licenses for state residents by 50% and gradually increase the price over 3 years, was cleared by the House on a 42 to 22 bipartisan vote. While the license cap increase is the highlight, the bill also would increase the fines for hunting or fishing without a license and allows the CPW to increase entrance fees for state parks. It also would require the purchase of an aquatic nuisance species sticker for boats, the price of which varies depending on the type and size. The bill is a comprehensive attempt to deal with a 22% decrease in buying power experienced by CPW since fees for residents were last increased in 2005. To head off finding itself in that position again, the bill would require that fees adjust with inflation if they reach the new cap. While there is widespread support from outdoorsmen's groups, there are concerns about the scope of the measure. The conversation in summer 2016 was for increasing the price of licenses twofold, and while this has been reduced, the additional provisions brought questions from Senator Leroy Garcia, Democrat of Pueblo. What really drives the essence of bad taste in this bill is we have a bill, it's before the General Assembly, let's throw everything we can into it, Garcia said. That is unfair to Coloradans as it doesn't take into account the additional costs paid to visit state lands, he said, such as fuel for a vehicle, food, and equipment. Because of the expanded scope, the late introduction of the measure, Garcia believes there needs to be more public outreach. Vilsack disagreed, saying he has been talking with legislators since the beginning of the session about HB 1321, and CPW conducted 18 public meetings where Coloradans could weigh in. Garcia acknowledged there were talks between the Sportsmen's Caucus, which is a group of legislators who identify with outdoorsmanship, but said they fell short of the stakeholder process a bill typically goes through.
It's amazing what people will throw out, and nobody knows that better than workers at the landfill. According to a report in the Cortez Journal, Montezuma County landfill manager Shaq Powers couldn't stand watching his bulldozers crush and bury usable items anymore. So he worked for a year to obtain a permit from the Colorado Department of Health to salvage and sell items to the public. The result is the landfill's new Upcycle store, which opens today, Monday, and it's stocked to the brim. It's part of our larger recycle program to save room at the landfill, he said. We're glad to reduce waste and offer these things to the public at affordable prices. The store is in a large back room at the landfill office, 26100 Road F. Prices are negotiable. Just make an offer and the money goes towards landfill operations. On a tour, Powers fires up a lawnmower in good working condition. There are circular saws, exercise machines, a washing machine, all in working order. In an overflow hallway, 2 working pianos, wooden bed frames, bikes, and a large barbecue grill are for sale. There's home furniture, chairs, a shelf for Christmas decorations in original boxes. And on a table, there's a stack of vinyl rock and roll records, including vintage Yes, Led Zeppelin, and Pink Floyd. On another shelf are rows of artistic knickknacks. There's a stack of custom wheel rims, office furniture, toolbox, fishing gear, knives, new welding gloves, and a tattoo gun. The reason people throw out valuable items ranges from indifference to life circumstances, Powers says. A lot of it is a wasteful society, but it also is often due to the life situations people have to deal with, having to move quickly, or someone dies and the family only has a weekend to clean out a house. It comes to the landfill because they don't know what else to do with it, he said. Landfill staff keep an eye out for valuable items to set aside. And when customers come to unload, they are now asked if they have anything worth saving. Another benefit of the program is it helps prevent banned chemicals like home-use herbicides and insecticides from contaminating the landfill. These items are now available for sale. Powers and his staff will also start salvaging usable lumber to offer for sale. Reduce, reuse, recycle is the saying, but too often reuse gets forgotten, so we're trying to change that, Powers said. The Upcycle store is open during regular business hours of the landfill, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, more Montezuma County children are affected by poverty on average, and more are born into high-risk situations than the state as a whole, according to a new report from the Colorado Children's Campaign. Every year, the group releases the Kids Count in Colorado report, which tracks child well-being at the state and county levels. This year's edition is mostly based on data from 2015. The child poverty rate in Montezuma County at 28.7% is nearly double the state's average, according to the report. The county's teen birth rate in 2015 was 43 per 1,000 females aged 15 through 19. That was more than double the state average of 19. Some education factors in the county are more promising, though. Nearly all Montezuma County kindergartners were in a full-day program in fall 2016. Only 77% were in a full-day program statewide. And the county's graduation rate was 78.1% in 2016, which is slightly below the state's average of 78.9%. Katrina Lindas with the Montelores Early Childhood Council, responding to the study results, said being a parent is challenging in Southwest Colorado. She emphasized that struggling parents shouldn't hesitate to ask for help. Parenting is expensive, but spending time with your kids doesn't cost any money, she said. It's very important that parents read and play with their kids. And now here's our weather report.
The weather in Southwest Colorado today has been requested by one on the staff here who's a little weary of those cool to cold, nasty winds. And the good news is the request was made for the week. Our Great Four Corners in Southwest Colorado and Southeast Utah will see a high pressure begin to set up today and strengthen into tomorrow and carry through Friday. Temperatures will be a bit warmer than seasonal normals, climbing to 10 to 15 degrees above normal by Friday. Southeast Utah near Mexican Hat may hit 90 plus Friday. They say so. That will give some idea for the Southwest Dolores County and Montezuma County, and that is our broadcast area. And those winds should be down to the 5 to 10 mile an hour range for that time as well, and be just enough to keep the heat from being too much of a shock. So will that meet or exceed the request? I observed when I was given the request that I was likely above the pay grade of a part-time weather reporter and told a request would be put into the boss to see if something could be done. Any moisture seen in the state is expected to be in the mountains, central and northward to the Wyoming state line. Up to 3 inches of snow may accumulate in that area. A few scattered showers may occur over the San Juans today and into the evening, shutting down overnight. Tuesday, a stronger wave will push through, but temperatures will be rising, as will snow elevations, which will be above 10,000 but minimal. Saturday and Sunday are far away just yet, but afternoon and evening showers may be possible on those days. The National Weather Service says there is an impressive low-pressure system off the west coast that could be exciting for early next week, and at this point, the models from the 3 major sources are all in agreement for now. An expansive low will move northeastward across the upper Midwest today. Ahead of this low, widespread showers and thunderstorms will cover much of the eastern U.S. As all that yellow crosshatch area indicates, some of these storms could be severe. The cold front will sweep off the east coast tonight and into tomorrow morning, bringing an end to the showers and thunderstorms as it does so and leaves. Another low-pressure system is moving northeastward with wintry precipitation across portions of the upper Midwest. A mix of rain and snow is expected there, with heavy snow possible for some areas. Rain and snow showers may linger across portions of the upper Midwest and upper Great Lakes into Tuesday morning as the low-pressure system moves into Canada. In the wake of this low, cooler air will move into much of the plains Midwest and the Great Lakes. High temperatures there tomorrow are forecast to be 10 to 20 degrees below average. A weakening Pacific cold front will move from the Rockies into the northern plains today before washing out across the plains this evening. The front will produce scattered rain and mountain snow showers from the northern and central Rockies east into the high plains. A few thunderstorms are also possible across the northern high plains. Lower wind speeds for the remainder of the work week at 5 to 10 miles per hour are on order, and high temperatures are set to climb from Tuesday's lower 60s up to the mid 70s by Friday and Saturday. The lows will climb from mid 30s to the mid 40s in that same time frame. Some cloudiness today and tomorrow, but mostly sunny following. So enjoy this week. It looks like spring, and we had enough earlier to bring blossoms on too soon, and next week may be summer. At least it's on the way. Now back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, about 20 Cortez residents spoke up for local monuments and other environmental issues during the Climate Mobilization Rally on Saturday. The event, which was scheduled to coincide with the nationwide People's Climate March, drew several local politicians and activists, as well as many of the demonstrators who participated in previous Alliance for Unity marches. It started with a rally in City Park where several speakers talked about local environmental issues, such as the Bears Ears National Monument and oil and gas pollution. Then, the crowd, led by members of the sponsoring Montezuma Alliance for Unity, walked through intermittent snowfall and a chilly breeze on their usual route along Montezuma Avenue and Main Street. Overall, the event included more talking than marching. Several local groups set up booths in City Park and gave signs to people who didn't bring any, and speakers addressed the crowd from a stage decorated with paintings, the People's Climate March logo, and other slogans. The Lindell family provided music before and after the march, but the main focus was on the speakers. Like the Women's March for Unity, the Women's History March earlier this year, the event was organized by the Alliance, which is made up of about 5 nonprofit organizations in Montezuma County. But this time, they also got some local schools involved. Reed Bruger organized an essay contest for elementary students throughout April, asking them to write about what they could do to stop climate change. And at the rally, their essays were put up for display on clotheslines between trees in City Park. Members of the Alliance also read the 3 winning essays out loud, since none of their authors were able to attend.
Last week's CO2 average is in at 409.92. Week before last was 409.61. 1 year ago was 407.67, and 10 years ago stands at 386.85. In news you and I have already felt with the early blooming this year, a note so that you can say you told them so. This one is from healthnewsdigest.com online. There may be different opinions about the causes of climate change, but experts do say there is no denying its existence. The effects are nothing to sneeze at, or would that be more accurately, one of the side effects of global warming is increased numbers of things to sneeze at. Researchers say global warming is leading to larger plants, earlier and more robust pollination, and worsening allergies. Allergy sufferers can probably feel that change. We're expecting or experiencing longer allergy seasons, earlier onset, and there is just more pollen in the air. This is according to Richard Weber, MD, an allergist at the National Jewish Health Center in Denver. Past president of the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, Weber cited a series of studies conducted on 3 continents. In Great Britain, researchers have identified 385 plant species that are flowering earlier than ever, advancing by nearly a week over the last decade. In the United States, ragweed pollen season has been extended 13 to 27 days. Short ragweed pollen has shown increases in both biomass and pollen production of between 61 and 90%. Pollen counts are going up, and in some cases dramatically so. Weber's work was published in the Annals of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology in 2017. By the time spring rolls around, we're all usually symptomatic. Janet Clements said that her allergies normally spiked in mid-April, but not this year. You don't typically have allergies in the winter, but this year they got really bad, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. In the past, she took over-the-counter helps, but this year needed something more. It's estimated there are 40 million Americans who suffer from some form of seasonal allergies. Weber said that a year ago we saw pollen counts of certain trees that were about 3 times higher than what we normally would see in past years. It was awful. Plants that ordinarily were pollinating in April were going gangbusters by the beginning of March. We're in a fairly consistent rise of temperatures that's been going on for at least the last 150 years. Even if we act aggressively this year or next year or 10 years from now, it won't have much of an impact for another 100 years or so, he says. Patients like Clement, who's now seeing a specialist for allergies, knew her symptoms had steadily been getting worse over the last years, but wasn't sure why. To help control your pollen allergies, doctors at the National Jewish Health offer these tips. Start taking your medications early. Allergy medications work best if you take them before your immune system has revved up enough to make you miserable. Once the immune system is in high gear, medications are less effective and take longer to relieve the symptoms. Get out early. Weed pollens are at their highest levels around midday. Do your gardening and other outdoor activities in the early morning. Close your windows even at night. Although the weed pollens may peak during midday, enough are floating around during the night to plague allergy sufferers. Turn on the air conditioning instead. The National Jewish Health is known worldwide for treatment of patients with respiratory, cardiac, immune, and related disorders. They've ranked number 1 in respiratory hospitals in the nation for 15 consecutive years.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, an attempt to institute an education voucher-like system was struck down Monday by Democrats in the state legislature. Senate Bill 35, which would have provided tax credits for children in private or home schools, was killed by the House Education Committee on a 7-6 party line vote. The bill was pitched as a way for the state to help parents to choose a pathway for their children without paying twice. Credit would have depended on the amount of time a student spent in a non-public school and whether a parent was claiming the tax credit or a scholarship benefactor. For students being homeschooled, it would have amounted to $1,000 for a full-time student and $500 for half-time. Parents could have claimed half the statewide per pupil funding for children in private schools full-time, $3,271.10, or a quarter, which is $1,636.55 for half-time students. The credits would have been available only to families with children currently in K-12 public schools or too young to be enrolled in kindergarten for the 2016-17 year. It would not have affected families already pursuing alternative educational paths, but offered an incentive to withdraw from the public education system to the tune of an estimated 9,678 pupils in 2018 alone. Stuart Pack, attorney for the Anti-Defamation League, argued that would be a violation of Colorado's Constitution and a breakdown in the separation of church and state. Jenna Ellis, assistant professor of legal studies at Colorado Christian University, said that was not the case as the funding would not go directly to schools but rather to parents.
At a Mancos Conservation District meeting Saturday, Colorado State University climate scientist Zach Schwalbe discussed what one meeting attendee called the best-kept secret in Mancos, according to the Cortez Journal. Schwalbe discussed the Colorado Agricultural Meteorological Network, or COAGMET, a system of weather stations placed across Colorado. There are 75 stations in the state, including 5 in Montezuma County and 1 here in Dove Creek. COAGMET is a program of CSU's Colorado Climate Center. The stations collect weather data including temperature, humidity, solar radiation, rainfall, soil temperatures, and wind speed and direction. The Mancos station has been in place since 2010. Other Montezuma County locations are in Mancos, Yellow Jacket, Yucca House National Monument, Ute Mountain Farm and Ranch, and south of Cortez near the intersection of County Road A and U.S. Highway 491. Another station is in Dove Creek, about 6 miles plus or minus southwest of town. The group plans to install 3 more stations in La Plata County within the next few months and 7 others in the state, bringing the total to 85 stations. The COAGMET website offers detailed data sets that are recorded weekly, hourly, and every 5 minutes in some cases. Information is geared toward helping out people in agriculture, especially irrigation farmers. Another goal is to measure evapotranspiration, which refers to the combination of evaporation and water movement through plants. Some of the stations are very remote, so getting to them if something needs to be repaired can be difficult. The group tries to do its best with limited funding. For more information or to check the local weather data, visit the COAGMET website at coagmet.colostate.edu.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of April 24th through the 30th. A passing motorist reported that a vehicle slid off the road to a 20-foot embankment on Highway 145 near Lizard Head. The driver refused medical attention on the scene and canceled response. A resident reported a telephone call from a person claiming to be from the IRS. It was a scam call. A resident reported a recreational vehicle parked for over an hour with the driver's side door open. A deputy responded and found that the person inside the motorhome was resting overnight. A deputy and Dove Creek Volunteer Ambulance responded to a report of a person who dislocated their shoulder after flipping their boat on the river. That's it for today's roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates.
For today's High Country happenings, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, Small Business Week, and in case you missed it, the word sheeple was added to Webster's Dictionary. If you are watching DCTV, you probably aren't a sheeple, that is, people who follow blindly like sheep. Other non-sheeple include these women. The Four Corners Roller Girls are throwing down an open roll call for the local roller derby team recruitment. They need your skating legs. Get on skates Friday, May 5th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Cortez Rec Center at the basketball courts. They have all loaner gear available, or if you've got your own wheels, bring them. All levels are welcome. Learn the basics. No previous skating experience is needed, but you must bring a mouth guard and be at least 18 years old. They will also be hosting a summer youth skate clinic for ages 8 to 17 with details to follow. For more info, check out their Facebook page, 4CRG Four Corners Roller Girls. RE1 presents the Fun in the Sun Color Run. This is the third annual 5K Dash and Fun Run, May 20th at Parque de Vida at 9 a.m. Singles are $25, groups of 5 are $75. Racers packet includes a cool color run t-shirt to wear that day with a color packet. Registration forms and payment drop boxes are located at Cortez Middle School, Mesa Elementary School, Kemper Elementary, and Body by Design. The deadline's May 8th. Forms are available online at cortez.k12.co.us, or for more info, call 570-9990. The 11th annual Durango Wine Experience needs volunteers to help with setup, teardown, and security from 3 to 8 p.m. on May 5th and from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on May 6th. The event qualifies for those who need to fulfill community service hours. For more information and to volunteer, call Jim at 759-4611. All of these happenings are posted up on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the embedded YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. Email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us here at the station 677-4119 and we'll be sure to get your news on air.
Thanks for tuning in. This program airs live at noon Monday through Wednesday, then it is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m., and again re-aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order at noon, 3, and 6.
And be sure to check out our Facebook page. It has all the links and details with original stories and video replays. Please like us there and share the link.
For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.